All right, everyone. My name is Jan, and I am going to make a little sketch card for the Life in Space comic book anthology. We reached another one of our stretch goals on Kickstarter, and so let's see what we can do today. Now, I don't usually do these live streams, so you'll have to forgive me for not being very talkative while drawing at the same time. But all right, let's get going. Let's see, it's gonna be like, so it's gonna be like this big. Let's bloody my cat. Let's just make a quick title here. Realizing I'm left-handed, I'm gonna smear all over this all the time. But hey, all right. So the thought I had, my comic book, my 6-page comic book that I got to make for this anthology, the little story, is somewhat of a science fiction history lesson. So one of the scenes is these asteroid riders swooping in, doing these pirate-like raids out in space. So I figured that would make a cool, arresting scene for a trading card. That's it. So there's the asteroid. There's gonna be like jets of propulsion. It's gonna be like some kind of cabling surrounding the asteroid. This is going to be shown from the inside of a different ship. And so I probably should have somebody on the foreground here screaming. Okay, that's kind of in the way. Okay. And then another person here just for more scale. Freaking out. Okay. Cool. I haven't really prepared well, so I kind of got everything I need right here. So I've got my brush, and I've got like a couple of these pens, and I'm not sure if they're still up for the task. So we'll just make sure there's enough ink in here. Yeah, that's fine. So for these sketch cards, a lot of people are gonna opt for color, and I think that's really cool. But I think I'm just gonna stick to good old black and white for now, so I can have a bit of fun with the line art. Let's see. Now I'm gonna go straight in because I'm a little bit strapped for time. Let's see if this is gonna follow along nicely. Okay. Okay, cool. And I figure it should be just pure black. So you just pull out the brush to save on time. And just color that in. Okay. So some kind of armor, some kind of spacesuit armor. And then He's kind of holding on like a chariot. And that should do. My cat is going crazy in the background, but hey. Okay, so. So some kind of breathing apparatus. Hmm. So we just kind of make it more of a harpoon. Somewhat of a billowing cape. Okay. So what I've got going now is the basic outline. Let's move this up here just a little bit. I think this is starting to look okay. So here is gonna be one of the plumes. Same with here. someone else over here. With some sort of harpoon. Okay. This one is going to have a bit more of a standard space helmet. If that makes sense. And he's definitely floating a lot more. So this shadow is the first indication of a light source, I guess. Okay. All right. So now the question for me is, how am I gonna draw the actual rock? Like that. Yeah. Maybe I should put this guy over here. That would make sense. 2. Okay. What's that, bloody? Meow. Okay, a little bit of a speed line going. What's up, bloody? someone upside down. That could work. Cool. Okay, so I should start thinking about the rope. ¿Qué pasa? So this is going to be the shadow of his body on his billowing cape. I feel like this is falling. Okay, well, I hope it's visible enough. Let's add some more letters here. Okay. Just leave that kind of simple. My little cardboard box is not holding up too good here. This is just going to be some of the aerosol spray, if you will. Okay. Okay, I need to adjust this one again. Or maybe not. Cool. There you go, lady. Stay put. So, where are we at? So, we've got pretty much everything rendered in. It's a bit messy. It is very messy. That's okay. So now for the most time-consuming part, I think. Which is the, I suppose I should do that character here. Maybe I could just leave them off. There's still going to be some graphics, I'm sure. Okay, so what I want is a story background, like in the comic book. And that is going to take a lot of time. So I'm just going to get started. So as I said in the beginning, this is something I don't usually do, these kinds of live. So my apologies for not being very talkative. You know, I'm just sitting here by myself while my cat is grinding the carpet or something. I don't know. And I'm just kind of trying to concentrate on drawing, of course. But this starry background, oh, my hand is cramping up, doesn't require a lot of concentration. So I can talk a little bit more. So once again, this is for the Life in Space comic book anthology. It is a book we put together, 20 of us who've done the 100 Days of Making Comics internet challenge as set up by Kevin Cross. It's a challenge in which people draw at least half an hour a day on their comic book, their personal comic book project. Mine is a science fiction comic book adventure called Phosphor. And right now, I am busy thumbnailing a whole new beginning to that story, and I've got about the first 30 pages up and running in thumbnails. I'm trying to get up to 50 this weekend. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to make that, because I've noticed it's already 1 hour on this trading card. So this card, this art I'm making right now is a trading card, which I've never done before, which is one of these stretch goals, and some of the others have put in some really cool work already. And so since it is my turn to get going, I figured it might be fun to just do a live stream. But like I said, I don't do this very often, so I'm a bit useless at it. But no one's really watching, and there's no messages, so that's all good. So yeah, this is just lots of squiggly bits, and then just filling it in with blacks. So what else has been happening? I guess I can practice my monologue for my my little vlog I tend to put out on Sundays. I shot some footage for my little vlog called Sketchalona. So I went out today, but I was just a teensy bit hungover, I have to admit, after just a few beers yesterday, but I don't drink very often, so that's what tends to happen. And so, yeah, I had about a good hour and a half in the center just walking around. The weather is just stunning today, so, you know. So what else has been happening? Yeah, Madame Jasmine's last night, a little bit of a pub crawl for one of my friends who's over from Amsterdam, who is going to return to Amsterdam pretty soon. And so, of course, it was time for a little get-together right here in Laval, in the center of Barcelona. And besides that, most of my weekend has actually been spent editing a book. And by editing, I don't mean like actually like cutting and pasting it, but I actually mean one of my coworkers has written a book, and so she needs feedback. And since she's always been a listening ear for my stories, you know, time to return a favor. And so I'm trying to get through her 200-page first attempt, and for a first attempt, it's very good. I haven't spoken too much to her about it, so I don't really feel comfortable like just laying into it here. That should be first with her. But one of the good things about editing this book this past weekend is that it's given me a lot of ideas on how to improve my own storytelling. Because, as you may or may not know, it's always a lot easier to see the mistakes in someone else's work as a consumer, you know? And so that's kind of what's been happening with me trying to, like, I want to give her feedback, so I want to point out inconsistencies and like flow, pacing, all that stuff. And there's definitely problems I have with the stories, and there's things I really like, but it's really kind of made me click into this editing mode. And then I was actually finally able to apply that to my own story. So that is what else has been happening. Well, I've been busy in this little corner, and it was of course off camera. Let's move the camera over here. So yeah, this is going to be very painstaking, and this is going to take some time, I am afraid. But while this thing is up and running, let's keep going. Let's squiggle this all in. And let's make it tiny, tiny, tiny stars. Of course, like this is gonna be, okay, so this is like the size of my hand, this whole card. It's gonna be shrunk down. Might be overdoing it, so I'll just leave it for that. Okay. All right, let's go back over here. So okay, Well, this is going to be about a 1 hour video, and I'm going to leave it at that. I know I just said leave it running, but this is obviously going to take a lot more time. Be sure to check back on Sketchalona when I will be giving the full update on this little trading card. And if you are watching this, thanks for checking it out. Be sure to check out the Life in Space comic book anthology on Kickstarter and pledge, because you're gonna get an awesome comic book. There's lots and lots of really cool comic book stories. So yeah, you guys, I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.